With the college season winding down, and there's going to be more increase in draft talk, I want to keep doing these 2024 draft rebuild with you guys. And you guys really enjoyed the Zach Edey rebuild from last week. So let's go here to probably the best big man in the 2024 class. In my opinion, is going to be the #1 overall pick, and that's Alex Sarr. And if you don't know Alex Sarr, he's currently a big man playing in the National Basketball League for the Perth Wildcats. He's going to be around 18 years old on draft night, and he is going to be an immediate, impactful big man defender. A lot of comparisons that you'll see from draft analysts. The player comp is Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr. So yeah, someone that's not going to be the best player in the league, but can definitely progress to being one of the better rim protecting big men in all of basketball. So today, I've always seen Sarr go to the Wizards. I didn't want to do a Spurs rebuild again since I just did the Wemby Bill Russell challenge. I was like, let's do it with the Portland Trailblazers, a team that I think, in my opinion, would draft Sarr 100% if they got the #1 overall pick. I do think most teams would take Sarr #1 overall. Maybe it would be interesting if San Antonio doesn't see a fit with him and Wemby and they like Sachet a little bit more. Or maybe Detroit and Charlotte don't view a good fit with Jalen Duren and Mark Williams in the front court. But in my opinion, he should be the #1 overall pick. So the Portland Trailblazers will have 2 first-round picks potentially in the lottery. We need Golden State to get knocked out of the play-in tournament. They're kind of neck and neck with the Rockets right now. We also have our pick as well. So let's hope that Golden State does not make it out of the play-in. All right, they did not. Okay, good. They lost to the Lakers. So we will have 2 lottery picks. I may have to trade up if we don't get very lucky in the lottery. And for this team's like construction, I don't know if Anthony Simons is like safe here, because I do think we can still develop Scoot Henderson to being the franchise point guard. We have Shaedon Sharpe, who I'd like better at the 2, but for now, he'll be at the 3 because Simons will be at the 2. I'm moving Malcolm Brogdon in the offseason. If, like, when I get Alex Sarr, because I'm getting him 100%, I think I should try to move DeAndre Ayton. Like, he's an expensive backup, but we'll see. If I can find a team that wants Jeremy Grant, I will also do that as well. I like Tamati Kamara, the rookie. I think Jabari Walker could be good. We'll see what we can get from Chris Murray, but I'm probably going to make a lot of trades. Like, I would like to move Thibault. I'd like to move Brogdon. I maybe will even move Time Lord Robert Williams as well, and then Ayton if I could. So let's see who is going to win the 2024 NBA Finals. The conference finals are the Nuggets, Clippers, Celtics, and Bucks, which would be an elite conference finals matchup. And then you have the Nuggets and the Celtics in the NBA Finals. No, it wasn't. It was the Clippers and Celtics. Clippers won in 6. They went to the finals, but Jokic got conference finals MVP. All right, so we're not going to see any notable Blazers retiring this offseason. Kyle Lowry gets his jersey retired by the Toronto Raptors. Big day here for us in the draft lottery. So we should get a nice pick there at 13 via Golden State. So if I don't get lucky with my first pick, which is there at number 4, we'll have to trade up to take Alex Sarr, but we'll see what happens. So the Kings end up at 14. Imagine we didn't see the Warriors logo pop up, or like our logo pop up. That'd be kind of crazy. But no, we get 13. And let's see what happens for the rest of the lottery. We ended up with number 2. Let's go. Now, I may have to trade up with Detroit because I don't know. I feel like they'll take Alex Sarr, but you never really know. I'm just going to be safe. So we do have 2. We have 13 in the first round. That is it. But hey, we're in the post-Damian Lillard era. And I think that this was a pretty unfortunate year for the Portland Trailblazers. I think they would have liked to be a little bit more competitive, or at least saw a little bit more progression from Shaedon Sharpe. I know we got injured. Or Scoot Henderson, who didn't have a great rookie season. I don't really like Chauncey Billups as his head coach, but I don't really know who I would go out and sign that's really that much better. So I may just give him 1 more year as our guy, and then we'll look into like kind of the coaching free agency next year. All right, so I'm going to look to give up 34-40 Matisse Thybulle to go from 2 to 1, and they say yes to that. So we are going to get Alex Sarr on the team. I'm excited to see who I can get at 13. And I don't know if I'm going to move Brogdon or Robert Williams yet, because I could try to leverage those guys and 13 and move up in the draft if I still like the guy that was maybe available at 6 or 7. I'm not drafting any guards. It's wings and it's big men. So I received 3 offers for number 1. Trae Young, enticing, but not doing that. Şengün is obviously a sick offer. I just wanted to see what I would get offered for. But we are going to take Alex Sarr, who is going to be our franchise center. I would like to start him right away. So Sachet went 2, Cody Williams 3, Stephon Castle 4, Jacoby Walter 5, Rob Dillingham 6. Like, I'm not really in the market for like a Reed Shepard or some of these guards. Ron Holland would have been nice. He ends up going there. I think I would have liked Montez Buzelis. He's off the board, though, to the Grizzlies at 8. So I think I'm just going to stand pat. Bub Carrington, that's kind of a That's a high pick for him. He goes to the Rockets. That's via Brooklyn. Then you have the Chicago Bulls. They take Melvin Ajinka, who I think will be more of a second rounder. Reed Shepherd goes to the Hawks. And then the Dallas Mavericks take Isaiah Collier. So funny enough, like Donovan Clingan's still on the board. And I would like Donovan Clingan, but I don't think I really want to take another center. So I'm looking at either Tijon Salon, who could be maybe a stretch four eventually. Tyler Smith would be nice, but I know I get him a ton. I like Dalton Connect here as well, because he could be more of a 3 and a bench scorer for us. Filipowski is on the board as well. That could be a potential fit. But I'm going to go with Dalton Connect. You know, he's a little bit on the older side, but could come right away, be an efficient bench scorer for us. Somebody on the older side too, so we don't really have to worry about developing him and progressing him. Tijon Salon went right after to the Sacramento Kings. So we are going to get Utah's unprotected first round pick next year because their pick went in the top 10. So OKC didn't get it. They'll get it next year. But we're going to be trading for that pick and Kenrich Williams for Robert Williams. So the Thunder get some big man depth. I think that would have been a rumored trade if Time Lord never got hurt before the season started. And we're going to send Malcolm Brogdon to the San Antonio Spurs for a top 10 protected Chicago pick next year. I wonder if I could also get one of these Hawks picks as well. I don't know if I would be able to get 2 firsts for Brogdon, but I'm going to offer this to them. They get a veteran point guard to come in and run the show with Victor Wembanyama. They are going to say no to that, but I mean, I'm not going to give them Jeremy Grant, even though I would be open to moving Jeremy Grant. Obviously, they don't want DeAndre Ayton. I'm just trying to think if there's anybody else I could throw in to sweeten the deal. Like, I would give you Kenrich Williams, and I think, like, because of, like, minutes, I think I may give up on Chris Murray. I mean, would Chris Murray just get it done? I think I would do this. I mean, first I'll try Kenrich Williams, and then if not, I will do Chris Murray. Would this deal get it done? Okay, I don't even have to give up Chris Murray. Let's go. I'll take that deal. So Alex Sarr, we are obviously going to sign. I'm excited to see what Dalton can do here off the bench for us. That's why I still would move Chris Murray, because I think I'm a little bit more excited about Dalton Connect. We're going to pick up the team option on Delano Banton, honestly, in a more expanded role in Portland. He played pretty well. I don't know if he's going to crack the rotation next year, but I did want to at least bring him back. So I don't really think I'm going to go after anybody in free agency. We're not really a big market team. We're fine at guards, in my opinion. We have plenty of them, plenty of wings. Like, we still have, like, Jeremy Grant, who I think is going to be... He could start at the third. I don't know, though, because we got Anthony Simons. We have Shaedon Sharpe. It's going to be interesting to construct this roster next year. We do have $16 million in trade exceptions, though. I don't know if I'm even going to use those. DeMar DeRozan goes to Philadelphia. LeBron is still out there. Paul George goes back to the Clippers. Harden goes to the Raptors. So DeAndre Ayton is still the highest overall player on this team, and he could start over Alex Sarr, like, right out of the gate, and then we could just try to hopefully build up that trade value. All right, so this is what the rotation is going to look like for our first, like, season. We're going to do Scoot at the 1, Simons 2, Sharpe at the 3. I don't love that. I do think Simons is going to be the odd man out, but we'll see. Grant at the 4, Ayton at the 5 for now. But if I had it my way, I'd probably move both of them this season. We have Sarr, Dalton Connect, Jabari Walker, Tumani Kamara, and Chris Murray off the bench. If injuries do happen, Banton is in. Dwap Reith is going to go in. I'd like for maybe Ryan Rupert to get in as well. I'll probably just send Mike Rupert to the G League just to start off the year. The Rip City remix. Under Chauncey Billups, perimeter centric, we are 3.5 stars. I don't think that we're going to be a playoff team this year, but you never really know. We already get a Jeremy Grant injury to start off the year. Love that. Yeah, I just want to see Scoot take a step forward. I would like to see some progression from Alex Sarr in his rookie year. I would like to probably move DeAndre Ayton at the trade deadline or Jeremy Grant. We get off to an 0-3 start. Love that. Is it 0-4 as well? Yeah. So through those first 4 games, it's not looking too pretty. Simons is shooting 36 from the field. Sarr is shooting 38% from the field. Connect is shooting 37% from the field. Great. Damn, Shaedon Sharpe, severe left ankle sprain to start off the year. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. All right, I want to see if I can kickstart the trade deadline with this deal. That's going to send Jeremy Grant to the Dallas Mavericks for Tim Hardaway Jr., an expiring contract, having a horrible season. Brook Lopez, who got traded to Dallas this year, also not having a great year. I would probably just release him, and then I could get maybe a first-round pick in this deal. Let's see if they'd be willing to do that. They counter offer. Ooh, they want that Utah pick, which I don't really want to give up because it could be pretty good right now. I mean, I don't need your first rounder this year. I will take your 2029 first, and I will throw you... I don't really want to throw them any of our first rounders. Like, I don't want to throw them the Bulls. I don't want to throw them the Jazz, or even our first round pick. I don't know if 2 seconds gets it done. I would throw in Delano Banton if that means I can get that first. Banton's been pretty inefficient this year. I'll take on Brandon Williams. Fine. Boom. We do that deal. Jeremy Grant is now a member of the Dallas Mavericks. We are not great. We are 14-36 right now. And if we look at just kind of the Western Conference as a whole, we do have the Utah Jazz's first round pick, which it's looking pretty good. We have our first round pick. And then we also have Chicago's pick, top 10 protected. So we're not going to get that because they are really bad. Now that Jeremy Grant's off the team, like I said, I'm probably going to release Brook Lopez, but we're going to see what Anthony Simons can do towards the end of the year. He's been inefficient. and I don't think I would move him this offseason, but it could come up. It could come up. I think priority number one this offseason, if it was a trade, would be DeAndre Ayton. I don't really want him as a backup. I think he's an expensive backup, but we'll see, because he could be a very good backup. Scoot Henderson, though, has been much better in year number 2, so we will have to see that. Shaedon Sharpe has been somewhat better this year, but the numbers have not been great, so hopefully now moving on from Jeremy Grant, we could see him kind of excel as a scoring option. Dalton Connect has been fine off the bench, but I would have liked for him to be a little bit more efficient. Alex Sarr, I think, could start at the power forward spot for the rest of the season. I am going to release Brook Lopez, but who would also be kind of a good mentor for Alex Sarr, so maybe I keep him. I mean, I have no desire to play Tim Hardaway Jr. He doesn't have a player option, right? Okay, I would have been so upset. So let's release THJ, and I'm going to just optimize Brook Lopez here to be the mentor for Alex Sarr just for half the season, because a much better mentor than what we're getting out of DeAndre Ayton. Because, yeah, Brook Lopez has some phenomenal gold-looking badges. You got post-lockdown, brick wall, and immovable enforcer. So yeah, this team is not going to be good throughout the rest of the season. Let's see what we can get, and I'm fine ending up with a bottom 5 record once again, but this is definitely Chauncey Billups' last year as our head coach. So just at the contract extension deadline, I think I would not mind bringing back Jabari Walker. I think he could be a serviceable backup big for us. So I'm actually going to give him he wants a decent amount of money. I'll give him a 3-year extension worth around $10 million. I think he could be a good backup big for us going forward, and especially with me most likely moving on from DeAndre Ayton in the offseason could be worth it. I did not want to extend Anthony Simons because I could look to move him as well. All right, so Luka Doncic wins MVP this season. Alex Sarr, Rookie of the Year, off the bench with subpar efficiency, but the defensive underlining statistics are there. I'm excited for him to be the full-time 5 next year. He does have somewhat floor spacing ability, so if we wanted to put him at the 4, we definitely could, but I think for now, he's the franchise center. Emmanuel Quickley signed with the Hawks. Interesting pickup. He won 6th Man of the Year. Wemby Depoy, Wiseman Most Improved, back in Golden State of all places. I don't think we were going to end up with anybody on All-NBA first team or second team. Hopefully, we do get Alex Sarr on an all-defensive team in this video. You do have 2 Sixers. They ended up with Topic and Holland. Oh yeah, because 2K gives them the Raptors pick, which is still the dumbest thing ever. We got Sarr on all-rookie first team, Dalton Connect on all-rookie second team. We obviously did not make the playoffs this year, as we are still ways away from ever competing, or I think going on any type of playoff run. I kind of want to move Anthony Simons this offseason. He's going to be an expiring contract next year, but I don't really know what it would be for. I don't think Chris Murray really did anything this year to prove that he should be in the rotation either. So I think, like, going forward, looking at this team, Scoot Henderson, point guard. We have that locked down. Backup point guard, we could use. I think Shaedon Sharpe, I'd like for him to be the shooting guard, and he looked great in the second half of the year. You could see those statistics jumping, so I think he's going to be the starting 2 next year, which I think leaves Anthony Simons to be an odd man out, Connect off the bench. Small forward is up in the air, but that could be from an Anthony Simons trade. Power forward and center up in the air. I don't think I want to try Alex Sarr and DeAndre Ayton in the front court. I could, but I don't know if that's going to work out. So in the finals, you're going to have the OKC Thunder and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Shea versus Donovan Mitchell, and the Thunder swept them, and finals MVP is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. So we're going to have to get through that juggernaut Blazers team that just went 12-2 in the playoffs. Did I say juggernaut Blazers team? I meant Thunder team. LeBron retires in Motor City. Maybe he got a stake in Ford or GM. Maybe that's the only reason he would go to Detroit. I don't think Bronny ended up there. Him and Russ head to the Hall of Fame. Bunch of jersey retirements. You're telling me Klay Thompson, not a Hall of Famer? Okay. All right, draft lottery time. This could be very beneficial to us. So, number 1 pick, Chicago. We're not getting that. It's top 10 protected. Our pick, though, we should get, because you can see this pick here is pretty much lottery protected every year till 2028, so we don't have to worry about losing that pick. And then we also have the Jazz first rounder as well, which should be a lottery pick there at 13. Let's see where it ends up. So for back-to-back years, we're picking at 13 with another team's pick. Our pick ended up going to 2. All right, let's go. And then we have that Bulls pick on lock. The Celtics end up with the number 1 overall pick. All right, so I'm going to go in a new direction. We're going to fire Chauncey Billups. I don't want him coming back. So I just offered so many head coaching jobs out there. Let's see if we got any of them. And we did. We got Missoula, Kidd, Ty Lue, Taylor Jenkins, Frank Vogel. I think I'm going to go and sign Frank Vogel to be the next head coach of this Portland Trailblazers team. I wanted somebody with a little bit more experience, because I think like the inexperienced coaching job of like Chauncey Billups didn't work out for us, so wanted to go in a different direction. So obviously I would love Cooper Flagg in this draft, but you know what? If he goes number 1 at Boston, I'm going to go Ace Bailey out of Rutgers at number 2, and I think we maybe found our franchise like small forward basically, because I think we're going to move on from Anthony Simons. I don't know if he's going to be a great six man. So Cooper Flagg does go number 1 overall to Boston. That means at number 2, we're getting Ace Bailey, the small forward out of Rutgers. All right, I have no idea if I can pull this off, but the Jazz have cap space. They have a bunch of draft picks, and they could use kind of like that franchise guard to pair up with maybe Keontae George, Lowry Markkanen going forward. So I'm all for, like, I don't think they're going to accept this. I'm getting like, I think pick 8 or 9. I'm getting Minnesota's unprotected in 27 and the Lakers unprotected in 27. Will they counter? They will, but they want more first round picks in this deal. I don't really, what about if I could just get 2 first round picks? What about that? Still don't want to do that. All right, what about if I didn't get their first rounder this year, and I basically just asked for the Lakers pick and the Timberwolves pick for Anthony Simons? Could I throw in a second? I don't have many seconds. That got it done. Okay, so we basically traded Anthony Simons for 2 future first-round picks. And I think that's a good destination for him as well in Utah. He'll get a lot of playing time. So I'm actually going to go with Liam McNeely here at 13. Played at Montverde Academy with Cooper Flagg. He decommitted from Indiana, and we're going to draft him to maybe be a stretch 4 for us. Could be a great fit next to Alex Sarr in that front court. All right, so we're here at the team player options. Shaedon Sharpe, welcome back. Scoot Henderson, welcome back. Chris Murray, welcome back. I don't know if he's giving the rotation. I'm going to keep everybody here, though. With injuries on, I feel like it's useful, and everyone's morale is down. It's actually pretty nice free agency. So I would hope that Frank Vogel can maybe turn this team around. DeAndre Ayton is not happy here. He's in the final year of his contract. I mean, I'll try to find a trade destination for him. It's just kind of tough with how big his annual value is. At what, $35 million? Yeah, it's going to be tough. Should we get a reunion back to Portland for Damian Lillard? It just doesn't make any sense. So Nick Claxton ended up signing with the Orlando Magic. So the Nets don't really have a center on their roster, and they do have some cap space. So I do wonder if I could maybe do a trade for DeAndre Ayton. I don't mind trying to get more draft capital on this team, and they do have some first-round picks from the Kevin Durant trade, from the James Harden trade, from the Kyrie Irving trade. So I'm going to try to get the Kyrie first, and then I'm also going to try to get maybe this year's Suns first for DeAndre Ayton, straight up 2 first-round picks. Will they do this? Yes, they do. So we have added a ton of draft capital over the last couple of off seasons. It's looking like we're the new age Oklahoma City Thunder. So I like Dwop Reith, but I'd like him as a third-string center, not a backup. So I'd like to bring in a veteran backup center. Power forward could be a plethora of guys. I think it could just be a rotation of these 3 next year. Ace Bailey is the starting 3. But yeah, the power forward spot is of those 3. And then we have Sharp, Connect, Repair, Scoot Henderson. I don't think I'm going to spend we have $73 million to spend, and I have like our rotation kind of figured out. So it would be cool to go after a big name. I just don't think we're there yet. I want a veteran backup center. Clint Capella would be nice, but not for $20 million a year. So now that we traded away DeAndre Ayton to Brooklyn, I wonder if they would match a Day'Ron Sharpe deal. So I'm going to give him 2 years, 3 years, $7.5 million, team option on the last year. I don't think that they match that, and they do not. So we bring in Day'Ron Sharpe to Portland to be the backup to Alex Sarr. Donovan Mitchell goes back to Cleveland. Jimmy Butler back to Miami. Jalen Brunson really just signed with the Washington Wizards after 3 elite years in New York. Okay. And Jason Tatum goes to the Golden State Warriors. You gotta be kidding me. That is insane. And this is on 99 or 100 CPU resign aggressiveness difficulty. Jalen Green would be fun to sign, but then that would just kind of put me into the same issue. I want to see if Shaedon Sharpe can be a good number 2 next to Scoot Henderson next year. This is the trio we are going for in the future, and Ace Bailey as well. That's kind of like the core 4 that we're going to be looking like to build around, hopefully to win a championship by maybe 2027. All right, so this is what the rotation is going to look like. Scoot and Sharpe are each getting 37 minutes a night. I want to see what they can do with a full playing time season. Hopefully they can both stay healthy. We have Ace Bailey at the 3, Jabari Walker at the 4, Alex Sarr at the 5, with Dalton Connect, Day'Ron Sharpe, Liam McNeely, Tumani Kamara, and Chris Murray off the bench. We do have like Ryan Rupert, Dwop Reith, former, where'd he go, VCU or Vandy? I'll say VCU. No, it was Vandy. Saving way off the bench. We also have Aaron Holiday as well. Just taking a look here. System proficiency under Frank Vogel. 3.5 star perimeter centric. We start off the year, come on, with a dub against the bad Bulls team. Nope, we ended up losing by 11. Great. Not off to the best start in the world. Can we beat the Cavs? That would be kind of nice. Nope, we ended up losing by 30. All right, but we do win our 3rd game of the year against the Utah Jazz in a game which Shaedon Sharpe and Scoot Henderson combined for 55 points. All right, so we finished up the first half of the season. We are 26-25. We are 7th in the Western Conference. Hey, that is somewhat improvement. We're just above 500 right now. The Frank Vogel effect is being shown in the first half of the year, and that's why I wanted to trade Anthony Simons, because now we are letting Shaedon Sharpe break out to being one of the most, I guess, efficient scorers in the league, averaging 24.5 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists on elite efficiency. Hell yeah, man. Scoot Henderson getting better and better each year. The 3-point shot has fallen off a little bit, but you know what? Is still a plus player overall in year 3. Alex Sarr, this is his video, is improving here in year 2. I would like for that 3-point shot to improve just a little bit, getting a decent amount of play out of Ace Bailey. Dalton Connect has been super efficient for us off the bench, so I like where this team is heading. I don't think I'm going to make any trades. We're playing with house money at this point. If we lose in the play-in tournament, lose in round 1, I'm okay with that. I'm just glad we're a little bit more respectful as a team, and we're not a bottom feeder in the Western Conference anymore, something we've been for the last 3 or so years. All right, so we ended the season somewhat disappointing. We aren't going to finish above 500. There's a chance we're going to be a play-in tournament team. We do finish, I think, as the 10th seed. Yeah, so we're in the play-in tournament, but, you know, at the trade deadline, we were a game above 500. I thought that this team could have been maybe competing for at least one playoff series victory this year, and not going to happen. Cooper Flagg gets Rookie of the Year over Ace Bailey. Kyrie Irving, 6th Man of the Year in San Antonio. Wemby gets Depoy. Buzelis, Most Improved. I don't know how I feel about that with those numbers. Trae Young, Clutch Player of the Year, and Dagno, Coach of the Year. So here's All-NBA first team with Luka, Wemby, Jokic, Giannis, and Sabonis. Second team, you have Embiid, Darius Garland, Trae Young, Tatum, and Halliburton. Third team with LaMelo, Spida, Paolo Banchero, Zion Williamson, and Anthony Davis. No Shaedon Sharpe, who I thought maybe could make it this year. There's Ace Bailey on our rookie first team. Pretty good numbers. I don't know if I want to transition him into like the 4 spot, and then maybe we look for a 3-and-D guy, more of a defensive-minded small forward in free agency. Like, that could be a possibility. Or I look to upgrade the power forward spot if I think Jabari Walker is somebody better off the bench. But Scoot Henderson eclipsed 20 points at the end of the year. The efficiency was a little bit better. Good year 3 from Scoot. Shaedon Sharpe has kind of emerged into being our top scoring option. Dalton Connect was phenomenal as a 6th man off the bench. Super efficient, can't hit a free throw, but I'll take that. That's pretty much what I envisioned when I drafted him in the lottery in the 24 draft. Alex Sarr, pretty good year number 2. 8.5 rebounds, 1.7 blocks, 2.7 assists. We just need that efficiency to get up a little bit next year, and it's going to be golden. Ace Bailey, we went over his numbers. Jabari Walker, the 3-point shot went down, which is kind of unfortunate. I think I would like for him to be a backup next year, maybe not a starter. Liam McNeely shot the ball well from 3 off the bench. Dwop Reith got some minutes because there was an injury to Day'Ron Sharpe at the end of the year. I'm fine with Day'Ron still as my backup 5 spot. Toumani Camara, I think, is also fine as like a back end of the rotational guy. So we're taking on the Utah Jazz in the first leg of the play-in tournament, and this is the Anthony Simons revenge game right here. Will he get his revenge, or are we going to beat them in Utah? It's a back and forth game here in the third quarter. We're down by 5. Can we come back here in the fourth? It's looking good for us. We're up by 3. Don't choke it, and we choked it in overtime. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? That is absurd, man. We really choked that, and then we got outscored by 7 in overtime. Scoot Henderson had 32. Dalton Connect had 26. Shaedon Sharpe had 20 and 7. Damn, that sucks. Anthony Simons, I mean, you know what? Good for him. He gets his revenge against us for trading him, and the Jazz are fighting for a playoff spot with the Kings. They do not get it, though, as the Kings beat them. So, once again, though, we're going to have another lottery pick. We do own our pick. It's lottery protected pretty much going forward, so we're fine with that. Here in the finals, you have the Cavs. Josh Giddey, Western Conference Finals MVP for the Thunder, and Donovan Mitchell for the Cavs. The Cavs end up winning at 5, with Donovan Mitchell getting your Finals MVP award. So you got Chris Paul retiring, Blazers legend Brook Lopez. There goes James Harden on the Heat. I'm sure he was thrilled to end his career in South Beach. Chris Paul and James Harden, 2 notable Rockets, end up retiring there. All right, so here we are at the draft lottery. We end up getting the 5th overall pick from the Chicago Bulls, and then we also have our pick at 12. So, hey, we have 2 lottery picks once again. I don't know if I want to draft 2 rookies or if I want to make a trade. I mean, looking at the mocks from that Bulls pick, we'd get Koa Pete out of Arizona. I mean, there'll be some good talent still on the board. We have our head coach going forward in Frank Vogel. So with the number 1 overall pick, the Orlando Magic get AJ Debanta. So I don't think Paolo's a free agent, but if Franz Wagner's a free agent, he could be gone now that they took Debanta. The Wizards at 2, they select Cameron Boozer. 3 goes Caden Boozer to the Miami Heat to replace James Harden. 4 is Kamal Malak going to the Thunder. So here we are on the clock at number 5. I kind of like the idea of getting Darren Peterson. I mean, Koa Pete is not a bad idea whatsoever either. I mean, he would go to the 4. We'd have Ace Bailey at the 3. So I want to see if I can get this pick as well from the Wizards. But could I get Denny Avdia and another first for pick 5? Would they do that? They're not interested in doing that. I don't really want to throw in pick 12. I'd like to make a selection there. I think getting Denny, I would be willing to part ways with either Jabari Walker or Tumani Kamara. And I do think Walker could make more of an impact, so I will throw Kamara in this deal. And they say no. All right, what about if we did just straight up pick 5 or Denny Avdia? They agree to that. I think that'll be fine for us in the short term. I like Denny as a stretch 4 that could space the floor and be a good 3-point shooter in between Ace Bailey and Alex Sarr. I could even put Ace Bailey at the 4 and Denny at the 3. I'm cool with that. Wizards take Darren Peterson to pair him up in that backcourt with Jalen Brunson. And we're going to take a backup point guard, Darius Acuff Jr. out of Michigan here with the 12th overall pick. So yeah, let's sign Acuff Jr. I think we'll crack the rotation next year. We'll see. Chris Murray, I'm going to pick up the team option. Obviously, Dalton Connect. I don't think Murray's cracking the rotation at all. We'll see who's in free agency because we will have some cap space. We will extend all these guys the qualifying offers. Obviously, I'm going to pay Shaedon Sharpe a decent amount of money. So I'm really looking at small forwards here that we could maybe afford. And I don't know if Benedict Mathurin, I'm going to land him. Power forwards. All right, I mean, there's some good ones, all from the 2022 draft class. There's Kevin Durant. There's Steph Curry. Let's just see who makes it past moratorium. I'm only going to renounce the rights on Holiday and Lee right now. So Fox is an unrestricted free agent. Paolo Banchero, unrestricted free agent. You don't say. Well, I mean, they got AJ DeBanza, so I guess that's the reason why. Jabari Smith is unrestricted as well. All right, Paolo Banchero decided to sign elsewhere. I wanted to see if I could sign Jabari Smith Jr. I don't think I can. What about if I renounce the rights on these guys? Can I do that? Okay, I think I'm going to sign Jabari Smith Jr. Yeah, so I guess Denny is going to come off the bench. I don't know if Ace Bailey is going to come off the bench, but we're going to have Jabari Smith Jr. and Alex Sarr in that front court, and then I'm going to pay Shaedon Sharpe as well, and we get him on a 5-year, $150 million deal. It looks like Paolo ended up being here again. Wow, so I could have gone Paolo Banchero. All right, it's whatever. So I'm excited about Jabari Smith Jr. So we have Sharpe and Sarr. We have Smith Jr., Walker, Kamara, McNeely. We have a ton of talent on this team right now. We could definitely withstand injuries. All right, I love to see that. A whole lot of green. Let's see if Jabari Smith could be a good addition to this team, and we can kind of continue the progression of the squad. I like the pickup of Denny Avdia, who I think is going to be great for this bench. Some guys are not going to make the rotation next year. I don't know if Kamara is going to make it. I don't know if Acuff Jr. right away is going to make it. McNeely may just make it, but I don't think that Chris Murray is going to make the rotation. I think Daron Sharpe might not even make the rotation. All right, this is what I'm going to rock with pre any injury. It's going to be Henderson and Sharpe in the backcourt, Bailey at the 3, Smith at the 4, Sarr at the 5, with Denny, Dalton, McNeely, and Jabari Walker off the bench. So the first guy in, if an injury does occur, could be Kamara, could be Sharpe, could be Acuff, depending on an injury. But I'm actually going to send Darius Acuff to the G League right now. We are 4-star perimeter-centric under Frank Vogel. First game of the season on the road against the Golden State Warriors. Can we start off the season with a dub? Well, Denny fractures his left hand. All right, well, that's fantastic. We did end up winning by 7, though. Tatum at... Oh, my God, they have Tatum and Luka now. Oh, that is insane. Shaedon Sharpe at 35 to start off the year. We love to see that. And we blow out the Charlotte Hornets. So we start off 2-0. That is great to see. Hopefully that we could be maybe a top 4 seed in the Western Conference. I would love that. I would love to also just see development from the young guys as well. We do lose by 7 to the Toronto Raptors. And then we also lost by 10 to the Nets. All right, coming back down to earth a little bit. All right, so we're here at the trade deadline in 2027. We are currently the 2 seed in the Western Conference. Basically tied, though, for the first seed with the Dallas Mavericks. If we look at offense, just pure offense in the West, we are number 2. Defense, we are number 1. So I like our chances to make a run here in the playoffs. Shaedon Sharpe, I'm glad his numbers haven't dropped. They've actually gone up this year. So we absolutely love to see that. Look at that efficiency. Scoot Henderson, the assist at an all-time high. Love that. 7.5. I mean, I'm upset about the 30% three-point shooting, but it's fine. Alex Sarr, 16-9, 3 assists as well. His efficiency is up. 2.5 blocks. He may be on an all-defensive team. Ace Bailey, I don't think he's improved. Honestly, he has improved, though. Like, the playmaking's up a little bit. The efficiency is up. Jabari Smith's numbers are going to go down a little bit, but I like what he could be for us. A stretch 4. Is he overpaid? Maybe, but he's 23 years old. He could space the floor. He can play a little bit of defense. I like that a ton. Dalton Connect, still good off the bench. Maybe Denny's the one taking a hit, which is unfortunate, but I like what we have going for us right now. We're 4-star perimeter-centric. If we could stay healthy, I think we could compete for a championship this season. Brutal. Towards the end of the season, Ace Bailey dislocates his right shoulder. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. Oh man, the last couple of weeks were not kind to us with some injuries. So we are going to miss, I think, Alex Sarr for a little bit of the playoffs. Nikola Jokic is your MVP. Cameron Boozer, the number 2 overall pick, is your Rookie of the Year. Jaden Hardy, 6th Man of the Year. Wemby Depoy. Most improved goes to VJ Edgecombe of the Brooklyn Nets. Halliburton, Clutch Player of the Year. We do get Coach of the Year with Frank Vogel. All NBA first team, we have Jokic, Luka, Halliburton, Ja, and Shea. You have Devin Booker, De'Aaron Fox, Tatum, Giannis, and Wemby on second team. Third team, you have Boozer, Kyrie, LaMelo, Banchero, and Darius Garland. 3 of those guys are technically Duke players. I think it has Boozer going to Duke. Yeah, there's all defensive first team. all defensive second team. No Blazers, no Alex Sarr, unfortunately. We do finish the season as the 1 seed in the Western Conference. We're going to be going up against the MVP. The MVP was a play-in tournament team. That is crazy, in Nikola Jokic. So we had injuries to Shaedon Sharpe and Ace Bailey, but they're fully healthy. Alex Sarr, though, is out 4 to 6 weeks. So I think I may experiment with Jabari Smith Jr. being the center for the playoffs, and going up against Jokic in round 1 is brutal. All right, so the rotation is going to be kind of weird. I am going to experiment with Denny Avdia at the 4. We'll actually do Ace Bailey at the 4. I think I like his post defense a little bit more. Denny at the 3. Jabari Smith at the 5. This is going to be the bench. We're going to play a ton of guys off the bench. William McNeely shot 35 from 3 this year. I think I'm going to play Kamara a little bit. Day'Ron Sharpe's going to be in there. We're just going to get a lot of size. And let's see if we could beat the Denver Nuggets without Alex Sarr. Game 1 does go to Portland in a blowout. All right, that gives me a little bit of confidence. There we go, Jabari Smith. Can he contain Nikola Jokic? We do end up winning Game 2 by 18. Scoot Henderson had 39 points. Game 3 goes to Portland. All right, let's go. It's looking like we are going to beat them with no Alex Sarr, and we swept them. We're going to be going up against Luka and Tatum of the Golden State Warriors in round 2. But Scoot and Sharpe are kind of an elite duo together. So just an update on Alex Sarr. He's still out 2 to 4 weeks. And for the Golden State Warriors, they are fully healthy. So they got Luka, Podziemski, Wiggins, Tatum, John Collins, Trayce Jackson-Davis, Dalen Terry, Johnny Flanders. It's an okay team. And I mean okay outside of Tatum and Luka Doncic, because they are obviously an elite duo. Game 1, though, goes to Portland. We end up winning by 49 points. Game 2 goes to Portland. Okay, maybe this team is just that good. It's that deep. Game 3 goes to Portland. We're 7-0. I was nervous we were going to lose in round 1 with no Alex Sarr going up against Nikola Jokic. Do we gentlemen sweep them? Don't blow a 3-0 lead. Okay, we ended up winning in 6. We beat them by 1 in Game 6. Shaedon Sharpe is him. We're in the Western Conference Finals. Alex Sarr could be back in this series potentially. I mean, Shaedon Sharpe has just been a beast in the playoffs, and in round 2, like, he was an absolute stud, averaging 34 points. So here we go, taking on OKC, a team that has dominated the playoffs over the last couple of years. And oh, of course they have Anthony Simons on their team. Don't tell me he took the minimum. That is so whack. That is so whack. All right, well, I do feel like they're going to beat me. Game 1 goes to OKC by 1 point. Yeah, that's the game we have to win. I don't think we're going to win Game 2. Oh my God, we got Sarr back. Let's go. All right, can Sarr save us? Game number 2 goes to Portland by 6 points. Welcome back, Sarr. 19-9, 3-3 for him. Game number 3 goes to Portland. We are undefeated now with Alex Sarr in the playoffs. 24-11-4. 5 blocks as well. Game number 4. OKC wins it by 4, man. This has been such a close series. Game number 5 goes to OKC. They won by 6. Oh my God. All of their wins, 1 point, 4 points, 6 points. Are we going to force a Game 7? Unfortunately, we got eliminated. Chet is your conference finals MVP. We lost by 20 in this one. Damn, that is unfortunate. Thunder win in 5 in a rematch from basically last year's finals. Has it happened more than once in this video? Oh, it's literally been the last 3 finals. The Cavs and the Thunder. The Thunder up 2-1 against the Cavs. There goes KD and Curry. They both retire. Curry retires as a Raptor. Both of them are obviously heading to the Hall of Fame. Get their jersey retired by the team that drafted them. Draft lottery time. Oh my God. Oh my God. From the Anthony Simons trade, it lands me number 1 and number 5. Oh, and then a trade we made with the Spurs as well. I forget if that was giving up. Was it Jeremy Grant? No, that was to the Mavericks. That might have been in like the Malcolm Brogdon pick. We got number 8. That is insane. I also have 20 via the Suns in a deal we did with the Nets, and I have my pick at 29. I have 5 first rounders. Could I trade Jabari Smith Jr. and pick number 1 for Joel Embiid? Oh my God, I just did that. All right, Embiid's gonna regress a little bit. But I think just having a Twin Towers of Embiid at the 5 and Alex Sarr at the 4 can get me a ring next year. So with the number 1 overall pick, the Sixers select Clark Stewart Jr. I've never traded for Embiid in 2K24, so that is pretty freaking dope. He looks good out of Memphis, but we just got Joel Embiid. We are going to select Hugh Hodges out of the G League Ignite here at number 5. So here is basically our draft haul. Hugh Hodges looks pretty good with the 5th overall pick. We got Joseph Sharpe, a big man at pick 8, Dante Newton at 20, Mitch Humphries at 29. We're going to pick up everybody's team option here. bring them all back. Chris Murray, I mean, if he comes back on the QO, I don't really want him back, but so I'm not even going to offer that to him. We are going to pay Scoot Henderson a decent amount of money in free agency. I think Tumani Kamara, I'm going to let sign elsewhere as well, just because we have an influx in talent. I just don't really need him anymore. And Scoot Henderson got a deal from the Clippers, 3 years, 109. We are going to match that. Don't tell me like Giannis. Oh, okay, he comes to the Western Conference, signs with the Phoenix Suns. I'm hoping Embiid doesn't regress too much. It's down to an 89 overall. I am fine with that. He could be a 90 by the end of the year. It says he's a 90 in the top left. Let's go win a ring. All right, so this is what it's just going to look like for the regular season. Scoot, Sharp, Bailey, Sarr, and Embiid. That's an elite front court with Denny, Connect, McNeely, Hodges, Walker, and a Cuff Jr. off the bench. Obviously, that's going to get trimmed down a little bit when the playoffs come. We are 4-star perimeter centric under Frank Vogel. First game of the year, we ended up beating the Warriors by 13 points. I'm excited just to watch the Embiid and Sarr front court. All right, so here at the trade deadline, we are 43-10. We have a 5.5 game lead over Memphis for the best record in the West. We'd have the best record in the NBA. Number 1 offensive team in the West. Number 2 defensive team. Number 1 point differential. Obviously, like Embiid's numbers aren't going to be anything insane, but just having him and his presence with Sarr in the front court is honestly going to be amazing for the playoffs, and when that comes around, I would just be very upset if this team does not maybe beat the Thunder in the playoffs and we do lose this year. So Luka Doncic wins another MVP in Golden State. Clark Stewart, the number 1 overall pick, is your rookie of the year. Jaden Hardy, 6th man of the year once again. Wemby Depoy, Isaiah Harwell is your most improved player. Donovan Mitchell, Clutch Player of the Year, and Frank Vogel, Coach of the Year for the 2nd straight season. Do we get any Blazers on an All-NBA team? We do. Alex Sarr. Yes, title, thumbnail this video, All-NBA 3rd team. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Do we get any Blazers on an All-Defensive team? We do not. Let's get into the playoffs, man. I am very excited to see if we could win it all here in 2028. We also got Joel Embiid as an All-Star this year, which is pretty cool. He does get it in his first year in Portland. Shaedon Sharpe led the team in scoring, followed by Henderson, Sarr, Embiid, Bailey, and then Dalton Connect. For the playoffs, though, we are probably going to mess with the rotation a little bit. I don't know if Jabari Walker is going to get minutes. I don't even know if Darius Cuff Jr. is going to get minutes for the playoffs, even though he's pretty good. Unless McNeely, but no, McNeely's been good. And Hugh Hodges, I think, actually will not get minutes for the playoffs. So, a Cuff, you're going to get like 12 minutes. We're going to go 15 to McNeely. Dalton Connect can get 20 minutes. That's fine. We'll do 24 to Denny. Let's go 34 to the front court. I would like to go 36 to the back court, but then that leaves me only 29 minutes to Ace Bailey. Nah, that's fine for now. All right, take it on the Pelicans. Terquavion Smith, shout out NC State, man. They're in the Final Four. Jordan Hawkins, Brandon Ingram, Zion, Donovan Clingan, Tyler Smith. I love that draft for them. Still have Herb Jones and Josh Hart off the bench, but we should beat them. We lost game 1. Oh my God, we are going to win in 6, but we were down 2-1 at one point, which is a little scary, but hey, we got it done. Alex Sarr is an absolute beast. Round number 2, going up against the Spurs. Man, this is going to be a tough path, because then we still have to go through the Oklahoma City Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. If we were to beat the Spurs, Connect, we're fine. All right, gentlemen sweep of the San Antonio Spurs, and we get a rematch of OKC from last year. Alex Sarr, Shaedon Sharpe, Scoot Henderson, all studs for us in the playoffs. McNeely, I need you to be a little bit better. Yeah, he shot 38% from the field in just round 2. So here we go, OKC. It's a really good team, man. It really is. All right, let's see what can happen. Game number 1 goes to the Portland Trailblazers. Game 2 to the Thunder. 3 to the Blazers. 4 to the Thunder. Game 5 to the Blazers. All right, please win at 6. Yes, we don't have to go to a game 7. Alex Sarr, title, thumbnail, and conference finals MVP. Oh my God, what a script, man. The script writers were on one here. We're going up against Jabari Smith and the old team of Joel Embiid. It's a really good Sixers squad, I can't lie. Game 1 goes to Portland, though. We ended up beating them by 18. Embiid, come on, this one's got to mean a little bit more to him. It would be poetic if he got his first ring against this former team and against, like, maybe the prodigy of Stewart. And it's looking like we are going to do just that. And we sweep the Philadelphia 76ers. Alex Sarr, like I said, title, thumbnail, Western Conference Finals MVP, and now Finals MVP of the video. That's what I'm talking about, man. We got it done. We traded for Joel Embiid. That was super fun. So yeah, that's gonna be for me. I hope you guys did enjoy this 2024 draft rebuild. You guys really like the Zach Edey one. If you guys did enjoy this one, drop a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments which team we should do a draft rebuild with next, and let me know the prospect. Also, let me know your thoughts on Alex Sarr in the comments below. Do you think he should be the #1 overall pick in the draft? Because I feel like that's still wide open at the moment. Like I said, though, I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.